YouTube. I am Shaggy. I am Philalitea. I am setting up my tripod. We are sitting outside a Panera in Zanesville, Ohio. And I woke up this morning thinking that what I wanted to talk to you today about was mysteries. On some level, I wanted to talk about mystery and mysterious things and what a mystery is. And then I was doing that thing where I'm doom scrolling TikTok and YouTube, and I noticed somebody call what is a mystery a conspiracy. And so somebody said something like, effectively, he was talking about, now I remember what the context was. He was talking about people in California and Los Angeles during the fires last year saying things like, oh, isn't it convenient that the fire hydrants stopped making water in the rich neighborhoods first? And then he goes, well, not everything is a conspiracy, and not everything that you don't understand is a conspiracy. But what he meant to say is a mystery. And I don't know when we conflated a mystery with a conspiracy. I'm assuming it was with Jim Mars and the faking the moon landings conspiracy, because that was a conspiracy theory. The conspiracy was that people in NASA and the US government conspired, that is, they worked together as a group to defraud the American people and the rest of the world. That's a conspiracy. The mystery, right? The mystery is Jim Mars not understanding how getting to the moon was possible. You understand? And so what he properly should have said is, not everything that you don't understand is a mystery. Okay. We have this conception that a mystery is a detective story, because of the Dewey Decimal System and mystery fiction. Okay, but the Greek word that mystery, the English word mystery, is developed from mysterion, means secret. Okay? And in Latin, the word for the English word secret in Latin is occult. Okay? So the words mystery and occult are interchangeable. Okay? And so something that is mysterious might be mysterious because of a conspiracy. And that means that it has been occulted. It has been made secret by a group of human beings. But not all mysteries are also occulted. They're not also hidden by human beings. Sometimes they're hidden by nature. Their very nature. Like moles, like worms, right? Like the Nag Hammadi library. And so I got to thinking that a mystery is just something that, with investigation or intuition, you can understand. You can uncover for yourself. That's why the mystery cults didn't call themselves that. You see, mystery cult is a description of what they were doing. They kept things, truths, their behavior secret. And then engaging in the cult more and more and getting trusted, these things gave you access to the secrets, to this knowledge that is being occulted. But occult doesn't mean magic. And anyway, when the Catholic Church started calling things occult, It was talking about things that they had hidden because they were unnecessary or even harmful. Things that had been buried, like in our reading of the Book of Enoch, we talked about how we read how God buried many of the angels that brought all of the evils that humans do, like fancy clothing and makeup and war, so that those things would be forgotten. And so the occult, from a Catholic Christian perspective, is things that were better forgotten. So as I was looking through my library for something to read other than Socrates' Apology, I saw the Gnostic. I have its publication is titled The Gnostic Gospel, but really it's just the Nag Hammadi Library, and then some. It's just all of the Gnostic, or identifiably Gnostic texts, Jewish, Christian, or otherwise, that we human beings have been able to find. And I was looking at it and I thought, well, I've been wanting to talk about mysteries and mystery literature, and I've been wanting to show people that mysteries were hidden in the literature, especially that the literature was trying to expose many mysteries, or it was, if not trying to expose them, what it was doing was it was trying to make them available to prime young people who could intuit them and then therefore be taught from a younger age. So like I was talking earlier today about how, like, you can teach a new dog or an old dog new tricks, but an old dog is never going to be as good at any trick if you teach it in old age as a puppy will be in that same old age. A puppy that has been trained to do that trick since effectively birth, right? So like, if I think about this a lot, and it makes me upset a lot. Like when I was learning to play bass, it was really frustrating to also be competing in some way with that 6-year-old whose professional musician dad had bought her a professional bass, a professional short scale bass, so she could learn and get really good, get good enough to, during COVID and later to perform for actual musicians' channels like this thing, like that. It's not fair on some level. It's not fair. But he's also putting so much pressure on her now that she's not going to. That's what's really not fair, is I see that and I go, God damn, what a missed opportunity to have good music made in the future, because by the time she's 20, she's going to be done. She's going to be done with the bass creatively. So there goes that. Great job, Dad. And I thought, I'm not having a great day. I think I might be having a depression kind of day. I know that I've been working a lot of days in a row, and I know that I'm in a lot of pain in my pelvis. But I also know that I'm talking to a lot of new people that seem to understand that even when I say hurtful things or upsetting things, that I'm trying to get at a deeper truth. I'm trying to reach toward a loving place where we can accept that even if we are overweight and we don't like that we're overweight, we can accept that we like who we are under that weight, and that the weight is just it's a temporary thing that we choose to endure if we choose to, like something like that. I'm trying to get to a place like that. And I saw the Gnostic Bible, and people have been asking me recently, well, what's your religion? And then I start kind of talking about it, and they go, well, have you heard of Gnosticism? And yeah, I've heard of Gnosticism. Gnosticism was kind of how I began this journey, reading the Nag Hammadi Library. And they say, okay, well, what's your favorite sect? And it's like, well, and another guy asked me the other day, he goes, well, if you were going to choose a Gnostic sect, which one would you choose? And it's like, well, even temperamentally, I just wouldn't. But I have an affinity intellectually for the Sethian Gnostics, if that's what you want to hear. Like, which one do I have the the closest affinity for. I like the Sethian Gnostic work, but in that same conversation, I was talking about how these books and these religions, they were answering questions and solving problems for their time in the 1st century, the 2nd century, the 5th century, the 19th century, the 20th century, have absolutely nothing to do with 2025. Absolutely nothing to do. Their answers brought us here, and their answers were inadequate. You understand? If their answers were adequate, you wouldn't be here with me, and I wouldn't be homeless. I wouldn't need this, because I would have found answers that I found adequate. I wouldn't be here saying the answers are inadequate. Help me come to answers, or at least help me eat while I look for the answers to share them with you, right? Let me not be alone in this quest forever. 38 years is such a long time. And then I thought, well, what's the most digestible mystery in the Gnostic canon and among the Gnostic books? And so we're here to Thunder, Perfect Mind, my favorite poem. And so I'm just gonna, instead of telling you about it, because I won't know what's a spoiler and what's gonna make your day not any better, I'm gonna just read what my copy here has to say, and I'll show you. I'll try my best, because now I am kind of stealing from them intellectually. You saw it there. I put it up on screen. William Barnstone. I'm going to have to do it just like that one more time. And Marvin Meyer were the editors here of this. And I don't know which one of them is writing in this section, but I'm going to read their words to explain this book to you, because they're the experts. I've just read it a bunch of times. What do I know? I'm not the one who dug it out of the ground. Thunder, or Thunder, Perfect Mind, is a sacred text of paradox and antithesis, with few obvious characteristics of Jewish, Christian, or Gnostic themes. However, Gnostic ideas such as liberation from the material world, a pantheistic deity that permeates matter and life, and the promise of salvation of return distinguish it from traditional religious poems. Hence, we may recognize Gnostic and even Sethian themes in Thunder. The speaker is a woman, and while there are diverse views on her identity, appropriate in a riddle poem, we favor those who find in her a concealed Sophia after her fall, carrying her spark into the world of body, what Bentley Layton calls, quote, a manifestation of wisdom and Barbello in Gnostic myth. However, her mystery is that one cannot know for certain who she is and whom she represents. And being that mystery, she transcends sex. George W. McRae discerns the formal qualities and the transcendence of this poem. Quote, while the Jewish wisdom literature and the Isis eretologies, I don't know what that word means, provides texts which are parallel in tone and style, the particular significance of the self-proclamations of Thunder, Perfect Mind, may be found in her antithetical character. Antithesis and paradox may be used to proclaim the absolute transcendence of the revealer, whose greatness is incomprehensible and whose being is unfathomable. I'm going to interrupt for just a moment to talk about myself, but also in the name of creative license, right? Fair use. Damn. It's kind of what I'm doing. Antithesis, paradox. How can you say such critical and hurtful things about body and mind of the people around you and not be considered a generally hurtful person? How can you say that you're doing it out of love or out of an intellectual curiosity? And it's like antithesis, irony, not meaning what I'm saying, but saying something that's true. That's how, in the way that this poem is going to do. Thunder, continuing on, is a universal poem, a shout that is at once unique and yet has parallels in world literature, ancient and modern. Commentators on thunder have looked to Sanskrit, Egyptian, and Jewish religious literature to find equivalents for its pervasive use of oxymoron, antithesis, and paradox. However, it's not necessary to confine oneself to religious sources for precedents, since these rhetorical tropes are standard in classical and later literature, and their enunciation in the terms we still use today was established by Greek grammarians in Hellenistic Alexandria on the basis of examples drawn from Greek poetry, from Sappho to Pindar. The author of Thunder wrote in Greek, and his, or her, poem follows the prosody of Greek verse. As an obscure imitator of Greek and Hebrew expression, the author reproduced the forms and breath of Pindar and the verbal elan of the biblical prophets. Thunder is a strange book, whose voice is that of a powerful, confessional Sophia figure who takes on the world with extraordinary vigor and piercing candor. She is not an aloof prophet or a cloistered sibyl, but an assertive woman engaged in all strata of human society. In the course of Thunder, the woman relentlessly contradicts herself. Quote, What you see outdoors, you see within you, end quote. Or, quote, I am speech, undecipherable, end quote. Or, quote, I am below and they come up from me, end quote. And she shows no remorse for her dissenting ways. Although the author's sex is unknown, the female voice in the text speaks for herself and as such is an early instance of complete female empowerment, without apology or compromise. She speaks a metaphysical tour de force, a sermon singing the self, in which the woman is the universal paradigm. Her presence adds evidence of Elaine Pagels's persuasive assertion of women's freer role in Gnosticism, which she documents in the Gnostic Gospels. I've read that, and Elaine Pagels is someone that I've read a lot of. In fact, hers, I believe she is the translator of my copy of the Book of Enoch. Continuing, what can be said with certainty is that what the woman of Thunder represents is that the woman of Thunder represents a great woman's voice in antiquity. The woman in Thunder prepares her, quote, interior bread and mind, end quote. She has no shame in being seen anywhere, provided that she follows her spiritual convictions, even if cast down on the earth, end quote, and, quote, lying on animal dung, end quote. She sternly abuses and demeans herself, yet affirms herself. She is the disgraced and the grand being. She is whore and holy. Throwing us off stride, she claims to be the mother of her father. Finally, in her tractate of paradox, she reassures by announcing that she is the knowledge of her search. And crucially, she of the perfect mind, tells of the good reward for turning to her sumptuous spirit. There they will find me and live, and they will not die again, she says. The paradoxical self-declaration of the speaker as wife and virgin, mother and daughter and midwife is paralleled in the text on the origin of the world. That ends our preface and introduction by the editors. And at the end, I'll tell you who I think her identity really is. Oops. There's no evidence. There's plenty of evidence for gods. There are gods all over this page. Every single one of these neologisms, every single one of, not neologisms, ideologisms, every single one of these words is a god. I don't know if you were able to see that comment where that person said there's no evidence of gods. You're looking at a whole screen filled with them. Anyway, I'll tell you who I think it is at the end, and you can tell me in the comments whether you think I'm wrong. Thunder. I was sent out from the power and have come to you who study me and am found by you who seek me. Look at me, you who study me, and you who hear me. You, waiting for me, take me into yourselves. Don't banish me from your vision. Don't let hatred enter your voice against me, or let anger enter your hearing. In no place, in no time, by unknowing of me, or be unknowing of me. Be alert. Don't be ignorant of me. I am the first and the last. I am the honored and scorned. I am the whore and holy. I am the wife and the virgin. I am the mother and daughter. I am the members of my mother and the barren one with many sons. I have had a grand wedding and have not found a husband. I am a midwife and do not give birth. I am the solace of my labor pains. I am bride and groom, and my husband produced me. I am the mother of my father and sister of my husband, and he is my offspring. I am a slave of him who prepared me and ruler of my offspring. He produced me earlier yet on my birthday. He is my offspring to come, and from him is my power. I am the staff of his power in his youth, and he the rod of my old age, and whatever he wants happens to me. I am a silence incomprehensible and an idea remembered often. I am the voice whose sound is manifold, and word whose appearance is multiple. I am the utterance of my name. Why do you who hate me love me, and hate those who love me? You who deny me confess me, and you who confess me deny me. You who tell the truth about me lie about me, and you who lie tell the truth. You who know me, be ignorant of me, and those who have not known me, let them know me. I am knowledge and ignorance. I am shame and fearlessness. I am shameless and ashamed. I am strength and fear. I am war and peace. Hear what I say. I am the disgraced and the grand being. Consider my poverty and wealth. Don't be arrogant when I am cast down on the earth, and you will find me in those who are to come. Don't stare at me lying on a dung heap. Don't run off and cast me away. In the kingdoms you will find me. Don't stare when I am cast with the disgraced in the most sordid places, or laugh at me. Don't throw me out among those violently slaughtered. I am compassionate and cruel. Be careful. Don't hate my obedience or love my self-control. When I am weak, don't forsake me or fear my power. Why do you despise my fear and curse my pride? I am a woman existing in every fear and in my strength when I tremble. I am a woman, weak and carefree in a pleasant place. I am senseless and wise. Why have you hated me in your counsels? I will be silent among the silent and appear and speak. Greeks, why do you hate me? Because I am a barbarian among the barbarians? I am the wisdom of Greeks and knowledge of barbarians. I am the judgment of Greeks and barbarians. My image is great in Egypt, and I have no image among the barbarians. I am hated everywhere and loved everywhere. I am called life, and you have called me death. I am called law, and you have called me lawlessness. I am one you pursued and seized. I am one you scattered and gathered together. I am one before whom you are ashamed, and to me you are shameless. I am the woman who attends no festival and whose festivals are many. I am godless and one whose God is great. I am one you studied and you scorn me. I am unlettered and you learn from me. I am one you despise and you study me. I am one you hide from and you appear to me. When you hide, I show. When you appear, I hide. Take me into understanding from grief, and take me from understanding and grief. Receive me into yourselves from other places, ugly and destroyed, and steal from the good even in their ugliness. Out of shame, take me to yourselves shamelessly. without shame and with shame, rebuke what is mine in you, and come to me, you who know me, and you who know my members, and make great ones among small first creatures. Come to childhood and don't despise it, because it is small and tiny. Don't turn away the great in parts from the small, for the small is known from the great. Why do you curse and honor me? You wound me and have mercy. Don't separate me from the first you have known. Don't cast out or turn away and not know. I know the first ones, and those after them know me. I am perfect mind and rest. I am the knowledge of my search, the finding of those who look for me, the command of those who ask about me, the power of powers, and my knowledge of angels sent at my word, and of gods in their seasons sent by my counsel, and of spirits of all who exist with me, and of women who live in me. I am one who is honored, praised, and scornfully despised. I am peace, and war has come because of me. I am alien and citizen. I am the substance and one without substance. Those unconnected to me are unfamiliar with me, and those in my substance know me. Those close to me are ignorant of me, and those far away have known me. On the day I am close to you, you are far, and on the day I am far, I am close to you. I am within, I am of natures, I am of created spirits, the request of souls. I am control and the uncontrollable. I am union and dissolution. I abide and dissolve. I am below and they come up to me. I am judgment and acquittal. I am sinless, and the root of sin comes from me. I am lust outwardly, yet within me is control. I am hearing for all, and my speech is indecipherable. I am unspeaking, mute, and enormous in my many words. Hear me in gentleness and discover me in roughness. I am the woman crying out and cast upon the face of the earth. I prepare bread and my mind within. I am the knowledge of my name. I am the one who cries out and I listen. I appear, walk in, I am the defense. I am called truth and iniquity. You honor me and whisper against me. You, the vanquished, judge those who vanquish you before they judge you, because in you the judge and partiality exist. If you are condemned by one, who will acquit you? If acquitted by him, who will arrest you? What is in you is outside, and one who fashions you on the outside shapes you inside. What you see outside, you see within you. It is visible, and your garment. Hear me, hearers, and find out about my words, you who know me. I am the hearing all can reach. I am speech undecipherable. I am the name of the sound and the sound of the name. I am the sign of the letter and the designation of the division. I, light, great power, will not move the name to the one who created me. I will speak his name. Look at his words and all the writings completed. Be alert, hearers and angels and those sent, and you spirits arisen from the dead. I alone exist and have no one to judge me. Many pleasures exist and many sins. Uncontrolled passion and disgraceful desires and brief pleasures, embraced by people until they sober up and float up to their place of rest. There they will find me and live, and they will not die again. We just finished the Phaedrus on the channel, so I lied. I'm choosing to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You should know. You should know. Tell me who you think it is in the comments. I won't tell you whether you're right until you subscribe to the Patreon for $10 a month. But me who you think it is. Plato's told you. We've already solved this riddle by reading the Phaedrus. Alright. That was only a half an hour. I've still got plenty of battery. So we're going to read another book. I'm going to go and I'm going to do it. Now that I made myself cry reading Thunder Perfect Mind, we're going to read some Plato. So prepare